Let's all point and laugh at Slowflake for not knowing something that he should have known. Yep, I went back to Johto to get a point from Buena and get a black Capricorn, and I went and changed one of my team members. I deposited the Typhlosion and withdrew Gengar, so that's a roster change for today. And after that, I went to the farm near Olivine to buy Moo Moo Milk in order for my trek through the Pokémon League. And, well, I knew I could only buy one bottle at a time, but I thought one bottle at a time meant that if I mashed the button long enough that I would end up with 20, for example, soon enough. But that's not the case. When they mean that you can only buy one bottle at a time, you go there, you buy your bottle, and then the guy says, I gotta go milk the cow now in it. Obviously, he doesn't say it like that. He says it in his, redneck dialect. So you get out of the house, you go back, and there's still no milk to sell, and you go to the nearest town and you go back, and there's still no milk to sell. So I'm under the impression that I can only buy one of these bottles per day or something like that. So you know what? Screw Moo Moo Milk. I'm going to use Hyper Potion for the league. They're a lot more expensive per HP restored, but they're gonna do the trick, especially for Lapras. Moo Moo Milk is gonna start to get rather ineffective soon, since it's already closing in on 200 HP. Okay, so we got this little resting house here, which there's always one whenever there's a long leg of traveling without a city. For example, there's one on Route 111 in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald when you start from Mauville and you go to, I think the next city after that was Fall Arbor, yeah. Anyway, I would also like to apologize for what happened yesterday with my double program. Part 101 processed in the regular time of, a few minutes, but for Part 100, it took several hours, so a lot of you may have seen Part 101, but not Part 100. Oh, what we got here? There's no one here, but we're gonna read the book, see what's going on. My brothers and sisters, we take pride in serving Pokemon trainers. When trainers talk to you, give them something useful. Oh yeah! I was starting to figure that out. It's the house of the Day siblings. That's quite a small house for 7 people to live in. Okay, so we got the location of all the Day siblings. And yeah, as I said, 7 people live in this house. That is a lot. But then again, all houses in Pokemon look like this, with only one floor, only one room. Okay, I already picked that berry up, so we can move on north. But yeah, if you've seen Part 101 but not Part 100, I suggest you go back and take a look. And if you were waiting for Part 100 so you could see Part 101, well, you're probably not watching it if you haven't seen Part 100 to begin with. So why am I even talking to you? And speaking of Part 100, remember that freak accident at the beginning of the video that I never came back on? The Thunder Wave missing during that trainer rematch? Well, I'm at a loss for words as to what's happening there, because I'll be honest, the 99.6 glitch is supposed to be gone in this generation. And something tells me this is not the 99.6% glitch, because it happens way more often than the 1 in 250 chance that it implies. It almost happens all the time whenever someone gets to land a non-attacking move on me. It always seems to miss. We've seen Growl, we've seen Tail Whip, we've seen all kind of stuff, but now Thunder Wave 2? If something used Spore on me, could it possibly miss? I honestly don't get it. If anyone has an idea, you probably would have talked to me about it before, because that's not the first time it happened, but still, I honestly don't get it, and I don't think anyone else does. But if you find out something about a glitch in the game, feel free to tell me about it, because I'm really interested in figuring out what's going on with this game. And staying in the department of stuff that makes no sense, You remember way back in part 28 of this LP, I alluded to a video that Maryland made about, you know, that little girl in Solaceon near the daycare, and I linked you to the video in the movie description for part 28. Well, YouTube took that video down. Thanks to Seth Ponage for the info, by the way. But yeah, they took it down. Okay, I'm just gonna put, no, not the pack, the Pokegear. I'm gonna register that number. But yeah, I honestly don't understand why they took it down. The first thing I thought is that it was because of all the innuendo in that video, because that's really the thing that's the closest to making this video deserve a ban. But I made some research, and apparently it was taken down for copyright issues. Copyright issues? What the hell? What was wrong with the copyright in that video? I honestly don't get it. Anyway, I am way back in the movie description for part 28. Well, obviously the link didn't work anymore, but someone managed to salvage the video. So I put that video in the movie description for part 28 instead. So if you haven't seen the video and you want to see it, well, I suggest you do so now, unless you want to wait until that one's been taken down too. Okay, there we go. It's always a little frightening when you let an opponent get a swords dance in or something like that, but thankfully Parasect isn't very sturdy, so that takes care of... Nope, I'm gonna keep Gengar in there and thunder that thing to death. But speaking of YouTube videos with heavy amounts of sexual innuendo, I favorited a video earlier this week. It's an excerpt from a game called Melody of Eterna. Melody of Eterna? Melody of Elimia, stupid! And yeah, you can see it in my favorites section. You're gonna recognize it right away because the title of the game is in there. And you're not gonna believe it. The ESRB must have had a field day with that game. And I'll be honest, I never heard about that game before this week, and after seeing that video, I'm not really sure that I want to know anymore. And don't worry, there's nothing explicit in there, it's just that the sheer amount of innuendo is just ridiculous, but it doesn't go any further than just innuendo. Oh, that girl is saying that she lost to Silver, and, well, I feel sorry for her, because, well, it's losing to freaking Silver! That guy's a complete chump! Then again, most NPCs in the Pokemon world are chumps as well. Remember when I said that the Dragon Master's approval was rare and highly coveted, and all you had to do was pass the easiest quiz in the world? So yeah, I could understand Silver being near the top of the class, because seriously, it's like being a big fish in a small pond. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, and you're gonna love this. Recently, I came across a video that supposedly debunked the myth that Spiritomb couldn't be hit for super effective damage. Indeed, there is the Foresight fighting move combo that is rather easy to figure out, since Foresight removes the immunity to fighting, and then it's only the dark types that's left to defend against fighting, and fighting is super effective against dark, and you get the idea. Oh, no more room in the phone again, but thankfully this is the last phone number to register in the game, so we are not going to have to do this ever again. But yeah, this guy tried to pass it off as some sort of huge discovery or something, but anyone could figure it out on their own, really, especially since, well, it's been around since Sableye, because Spiritomb wasn't the first Pokemon to have no weaknesses. Sableye was. Okay, so reception gate, and this guy here is going to check my badges, which is redundant because I needed all 8 badges to get here to begin with. So there are those guards here. This guy is preventing me from heading to Viridian City and Route 22, and the other blocks the path to Mount Silver. So next time we're going to see the most boring and most tedious of all the Victoria Roads.